And she's like, Madame LaFaux. LaFaux? Oh my God, that is a psychic's name. LaFake? Madame LaFake? You trusted this lady?
I'm not sentimental, but there's something about the way you look tonight. Makes me wanna take a picture.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Imai and this is BeatTv. BeatTv is a series on my channel where we watch an episode of a TV show. It's mostly cartoons, but now we're switching it up while I put my makeup on. But today we're going back to our roots and just yelling at some cartoons. Now, I was gone last week because I was super sick and I wasn't able to film, but I'm better now. Also, if you guys didn't see it in my vlog, I don't know when this is going up, I will not be watching Quiet on Set. Maybe I'll talk about it a little bit, but I still have not seen it. Even just the clips from TikTok are real triggery, so I'm not gonna do that for now. Maybe one day, but not now. Today we were watching season 1, episode 20 of Braceface, called The Easy Way Out, because I was gonna watch a different episode of Braceface and then I settled on this one, just because I know I can get some quality yelling out of this episode because everyone in here pisses me off. So the episode begins and Maria and Sharon are in Sharon's room. Sharon's looking at herself in the mirror and Maria's watching like this skate competition on TV and the guy totally wipes out and she's like, oof, that's gonna leave a mark. And Sharon, being so wrapped up in her reflection and this cold sore on her lip, thinks that Maria's talking about the cold sore, but Maria's actually talking about, you know, what's on TV. And Sharon's like, you know, this will never go away. My 1 month anniversary with Alden is on Monday, and if he sees me like this, he's gonna run the other way. And Maria tells her, you know, any guy that dumps you over a cold sore is not worth having around. But they're like, what, 12, 13, so I understand the anxiety or whatever. Being a preteen, I wish I had some of the problems that I worried about when I was 12 years old, because girl, I got bills now, credit scores, job hunts. I wish I was worried about what boy like me, girl. It's tough out here. So they're still watching TV, and on the TV, during the commercial break, comes a commercial for a psychic. And the TV says, you know, first minute free, and then it's $1 per minute after that. So Maria jokingly calls the hotline and Sharon's like, what are you doing? Why are you calling this like fake psychic? And Maria's like, well, the first minute is free, implying like we don't have to talk to her for more than a minute. And Maria asks the psychic, faking like she's Sharon, like, will my cold sore go away? And the psychic says yeah, and she hangs up. Back at school, the math teacher is saying that they have a very, very big test coming up that's worth 50% of their grade. But Sharon is still freaking out about her cold sore. Connor asks, you know, have you guys started studying for the math test yet? I don't know if did the teacher say that as a reminder or like a general announcement? Because it feels like the way it was framed, like he just announced that y'all had this test. What do you mean you have time to study? We're standing outside the classroom right now. Let me get my posture together and be a real YouTuber. You know, Maria says that she has an incredible date with her math book tonight. They make some remarks about Brock is never embarrassed. He's like walking in a classroom doing like the armpit fart thing, something I forgot even existed. And they're noting how, you know, it's going to be so embarrassing when the grades for this math test that's so important is going to be posted in the hallway for everyone to see. That's crazy. What do you mean? What do you mean they're posted in the hallway for everyone to see? That's an insane method of distributing grades. Connor tells Maria, like, you have nothing to be worried about. Like, you always worry and then come out with nice grades. But Sharon, on the other hand, she's kind of irresponsible. Like, studying isn't her thing. And Sharon's like, well, this time I'm going to be prepared. I have an intense... Oh my God. Something reached out and choked me. But she says, I have an intense but manageable study routine that I plan on sticking to be able to pass this test. Last year, Sharon's schedule was a little, to say the least. She was running with the dog and then watching some sitcoms and then a little bit of studying right before bed. But she says this year's gonna be different because she has a schedule where she studies 3 hours before bed every night, and that if she sticks to her schedule, she has no choice but to ace this exam. Full time. Sharon is wearing this, first of all, I love the name Sharon. Sharon is wearing this big scarf around her face. I don't like this brush. It's not firm enough for the formula of my foundation. But she's wearing this big scarf around her face because she thinks she still has this cold sore. So when she sees Alden in the hallway, she freaks out a little bit because like, uh-oh, there goes Alden. It's our anniversary and I still have this freaking cold sore. So he's like, what are you doing? And then this scarf right now. And she's like, it's cold. And he's like, no, it's not. It's 90 degrees. He takes the scarf off her and underneath the scarf is no cold sore. And she's like, the psychic predicted that my cold sore would be gone, and it is. If she could predict that, what else can she do? Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. Meanwhile, Sharon's brother Adam is going door to door, essentially selling like Avon, Mary Kay. Y'all know I almost got sucked into a Mary Kay, a marketing scheme, an MLM. I almost got sucked into an MLM because I don't like saying no to people. The girls are walking down the street and Maria is testing Sharon with some knowledge from their math book. Like one of those, if they leave the house at whatever time, going whatever miles, and one of those hypothetical storytelling questions. I fucking hate math. Sharon's like, how did she know? And Maria's like, asks the question, like, how did she know it wasn't like whatever, like referring back to the math question? Because of course, that's what we're talking about. That's what I'm gonna think that you're asking me about. How did she know my cold sore would go away? Maria's like, girl, you had a 50-50 chance of getting it right. Like either it would have been gone or it wouldn't have been gone. And then they run into Adam, who's doing door-to-door sales, and they just go through how he can never hold down a job because he's not responsible. And he's just upset because he needs to buy a car. Back at home, Adam is complaining to their little brother Josh, who can't be more than like 9, about his money issues. Josh says something along the lines of, you know, if you had a credit card, you wouldn't even be in this mess. Adam's like, who the hell would give me a credit card? And Josh is like, well, no one. But I heard about this kid who applied for a credit card with his dog's name. I know it's a kid's show, but social security numbers are also required for a credit card. And Moishi, the family cat, I always felt like these were mainly Sharon's pets though, jumps onto Adam and he's like, I have an idea. The next day, Sharon's mom comes and drops off the mail. She laughs because she sees the notice in the mail for Moishi and she's like, haha, even the cats are getting mail. But Adam knows that this is his credit card that he just ordered in the mail under Moishi's name. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Also, my makeup looks horrible. But I feel like, because I always say that, like when I'm sitting down, oh, my makeup looks terrible. And then when I put it into Final Cut, like, it actually doesn't look bad. So I'm hoping that this is that because I have a job interview in like 3 hours. So Sharon is supposed to be studying for her test, but she is doodling about Alden and their anniversary when she remembers, like, the psychic. She's concerned that their anniversary is days away and Alden hasn't said anything about it. So she's gonna call the psychic to find out, like, am I bugging? Did he forget? Like, what's going on with my man? So Sharon calls this psychic. This psychic, she is on her treadmill, not even really truly giving a damn. Like, you could tell this lady is a big old quack. And she is on her treadmill, just running when Sharon calls. And she's like, I have this boyfriend. And the psychic is like, I know. And she's like, oh, you do? Well, our anniversary's coming up. Is he gonna remember? And she's like, yeah. And like, that's it. Nothing insightful. Like, no, there's an important day coming up and he's gonna ask you out. Girl, I need everyone in this situation to beef for real. Like, can I fault the psychic? No. But at the same time, like, you're exploiting a little kid. If you had any type of heart, I'd be like, little girl, stop playing on my phone. I'm here to scam adults. Stop playing on my phone. So Sharon is on the phone with this freaking psychic. Just asking questions. How long will we be together? Will we be together in college? And then she asks the psychic, have I gone over 1 minute? And the psychic is looking at her timer and it's 12 minutes. And she's like, just barely. Just to keep Sharon talking, to keep getting her money. So at lunch, Sharon is telling, in my head, I want to say Gordo and Miranda. She's telling Connor and Maria about all the things that she talked about with the psychic. And then Alden comes over and asks her out for Wednesday night, which is their anniversary. And she's like, see, the psychic was right again. And Connor is like, have you even started studying for the math exam? And she's like, well, not really, but I plan on starting. So we are seeing Sharon back on the phone with this psychic who is halfway paying her any mind. Like this time when they're on the phone, she's giving her children a bath and the psychic tells her that for their anniversary date, they're gonna go somewhere flashy. And that is the arcade, which wasn't what Sharon wanted or pictured, but hey, it's flashy, I guess. Like, at what point do we stop blaming this on her being 12? At what point do we just say that she's dumb? And also, still not studying for this exam. So they're at the arcade. She's not really having the best time, but in her phone call with the psychic told her that she would be receiving the hockey jacket that she has always wanted from Alden. Now, she was like, you know, okay, so the psychic was telling her, like, you'll receive something very special. And she's like, is it the hockey jacket? That's what I've always wanted. And then the psychic says yes. So the psychic didn't really tell her that she would receive the hockey jacket. The psychic was just like telling her what she wanted to hear. At the arcade, Sharon gives Alden her gift for him, and he's like, well, what is this for? Man doesn't even he doesn't even remember that it's their anniversary. And, you know, she's like, happy anniversary. And he's like, what? And then she sees the Letterman jacket on the chair and she's like, oh my God, Alden, the jacket, thank you. you. And he's like, you're welcome. Like, he didn't even really give it to her. She just saw it, was like, oh my God, for me?
Ugh. For me? Oh, Alden, how did you know? Thank you, thank you.
Back at school, Sharon is like, I just had the best night of my life. Girl, it didn't look like you was enjoying it while you was there, but okay. And she's like, you know, it was such an amazing date, and the psychic was right about everything. And Connor and Maria don't even acknowledge like what she's saying. They're just throwing math questions at her, and she doesn't know the answer to any of them. And they're like, girl, this exam is tomorrow. Look around you. Even Brock, the one who doesn't care about anything, is taking this seriously. And now she's freaking out a little bit, so she goes home and tries to study. Girl, she cracks open this math book, and girl, the questions are 3 times 3, 6 times 6, bar graphs, circle graphs, pie charts and shit. I'm like, this is okay. But also, like, do y'all remember these, the Urban Decay Naked Illuminated? I still have 2 of my, oh my God, are these the same shade? I always thought that they were different shades, but they're the same shade. I still have 2, literally. Like, I'm probably I'm not even joking, like 10 years ago, I probably shouldn't even be putting this on my face, but I remember this was the like most amazing highlighter ever. And I used like one for my face, which is falling apart, and one for my body. And this, like, I don't even know why I used other highlighters. This one is just popping. Sharon is looking at these numbers and then actually has a full-blown panic attack because she realizes she's not prepared in any capacity at all. And also, what I forgot to update y'all on is that Adam did not just buy this credit card in Moishi's name or get this credit card in Moishi's name. He's also using it to do online gambling. So the worst is getting worse. His gambling has caught up to him, and technically they don't own their house anymore, is what he says. Don't know what does that mean? Sharon is like, he confesses this to Sharon, and she's like, well, I know someone who could help both of us. This fuck-ass psychic gets on the phone, and the psychic is just making up bullshit to say. She's like, how can he get his money back? And like, you know, her husband's next to her flossing. She's washing her hands for the night. So the psychic is like, I'm seeing dental floss and soap. Meanwhile, she's doing this like insanely fake French accent, and she's like, dental floss and soap? Oh, if you say so. And then she asks her about the math exam, like, is there any way that I can pass because I haven't studied all week? And the psychic's like, you think I can help you pass math? So she asks her husband to hand her a book called 101 Psychic Sounding Things to Say. She's flipping through this book and just pulls out a quote.
Things will unfold as planned. The answer shall seek you out. Trust your instincts.
So she tells Adam, and Adam's like, you're saying a psychic told you this stuff? And she's like, Madame LaFaux. LaFaux? Oh my God, that is a psychic's name. LaFake? Madame LaFake? You trusted this lady? She's like, you better do what Madame LaFake said. Because she hasn't been wrong yet. Lord, yeah, it's hard to be wrong when you give vague ass answers. So Sharon is contemplating what Madame LaFaux even meant by that. Like, the answers will seek you out. She's like, does this mean that I could just like will the answers into existence? Like, what does that even mean? Like, she's very confused, as am I. So she's sitting down for this test, knowing damn well she's not prepared, looking sad as hell. It's a multiple choice exam, and she's like, okay, trust my instincts. Does that mean that I should wing it? No. That's the worst thing you could have gathered from this. I mean, what else can you do at this point, though? Like, you're already here, babe. They come out of the exam, and Sharon tells Connor and Maria that she felt like the psychic's hand was guiding her throughout the test, even though she knew she didn't study or know any of the answers. And Connor and Maria are like, sure, girl, whatever. And Brock, he's like running through the hallways cheering, and he got a 51% on the test, which is not good, but I guess that's good by his standards. And hey, a win is a win. So they go to check their own grades. Connor and Maria are very excited, very happy because they studied all week. And then Sharon looks at her grade, and she got worse than what Brock got last year, which I'm guessing if 51 is amazing for him, girl, did you only get the points for writing your name? I said my makeup look came out bad. I said every time I do it, every time I say, oh my God, my makeup looks horrible. And then by the end I'm eating. I didn't put anything on my lips, but by the end I'm kind of serving. After failing this test, Sharon comes to the realization that Madame LaFaux, Madame LaFake, Madame La Liar is a total phony. And Alden gives her an actual gift for their anniversary and asks for his jacket back because he kind of needs it back. Then Sharon realizes, oh crap, I gave Adam financial advice from this psychic, and it's not looking too hot for him if she's actually a fake. Adam actually took the psychic's advice, and it worked out for him, and he ended up breaking even. And Sharon's like, thank God, now let's cut up that credit card. But Sharon's mom opens the mail and gets the bills from all this time that Sharon had spent on the phone with Madame LaFaux. And now she has to go sell Avon. Oh, and even Adam says, like, doesn't faux mean fake in French? What do we learn here, kids? Being gullible, being dumb, maybe just stick to the plan. Things won't will itself into existence just because you say they will. You have to work at them. Everyone frustrated me. Like Adam, even though he was in real actual trouble with the credit card fraud, that didn't even stress me out as much as this psychic thing did. Like Sharon, there's being dumb and gullible and naive, and then there's being Sharon. Always like throws me for a loop when the main character of these shows ends up being the worst one. Zoe from Grownish, Piper from Orange is the New Black. Like, it stopped being Piper's story, like, somewhere along the line. But it's like, you're the star, and you're the most irritating person here. I didn't watch much of Grey's Anatomy, but Meredith from Grey's Anatomy, why are you the worst person in your own story? But let's make smart decisions and use, like, a wee bit of discernment. Okay? See you guys next time with something lifestyle-y. Let me know below what you guys want to watch. There's a hint in the description box for what we are watching next week. There will most definitely be a video next week, and I will see you guys later. Also, I am bringing back the podcast, so I will make announcements on that when I am ready to do so. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I love you, and I will see you later. Bye!